Hello everybody, it's Kristen and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about twin flames and the energies that I'm currently tuning into via my private practice and with my clients. But before I get started, I just want to mention that Awakened Love is still open enrollment for the 12/12 portal. And if you are already signed up for Awakened Love 12/12, don't forget that I am taking questions for the question and answer. So don't forget to email me as your questions come up as you're going through the course. And also, everyone who has taken the 11/11 Awakened Love, you're going to receive the 12/12 Q&A and the 12/12 activation. So the Awakened Love is an online course about learning to love yourself. It is a deep, deep healing. And the first class is about healing the inner self and the inner child. The second class is about healing relationships. And the third class is about remembering the unconditional love that is our twin flame union. So we are just coming to the Gemini Full Moon. And the Gemini Full Moon is going to be a wonderful activation for twin flames no matter where you are on your journey. So if you haven't met your twin flame yet, the Gemini Full Moon is going to help you to get clarity about what your next steps are into manifesting the physical union. So the Gemini zodiac symbol is the twins. And at this full moon, we are going to be getting a continuation of the 11/11 activation. There are several planetary alignments that degrees lines up to 11 at this Gemini full moon. So like I said, if you haven't met your twin flame as of yet, this is a really good full moon to meditate about who this person is and to connect with your higher self and their higher self, because the higher selves have already planned the meeting and know exactly when it's going to take place. So over this Gemini full moon, if you haven't met your twin flame, take time to meditate and tune into your next steps so that the physical manifestation can occur. And if you haven't watched my video about messages for twin flames who haven't met as of yet, I will link that video below. So if you have met your twin flame, or if you're not sure if this is your twin flame because you aren't currently speaking or dating, this full moon is going to help you get clarity about the next steps in your healing. Because if you have met your twin flame and you're currently not dating or speaking, that means that there is personal, internal work to do. And there are twin flame reconciliations happening every day. And I know that because I give readings and healings to these people all over the world who are coming back together because they have worked on themselves and helped to heal the polarity and the disconnect within themselves, create that soul alignment that the 11/11 portal helped us to create. And like I said, this Gemini full moon is another level of the 11/11 activation. And there are going to be a lot of twin flame reconciliations from now, the fall of 2017, all the way through the next wave of twin flames, which goes into the spring of 2018. I've talked about the twin flame waves and why they come in waves in a previous video. I think I talked about that in the Purple Tantric Heart video. And so I'll link that one below as well. So if you are a twin flame and you are currently dating or married to your twin flame, the Gemini full moon, and there my nose goes again, it loves to run when I'm talking about twin flames. So if you are already married to or dating your twin flame, the Gemini full moon is going to help you bring another level of intimacy into your relationship. So the Gemini full moon is all about twins, the yin, the yang, the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming into harmony and balance. So if you've noticed, I've talked about the next step, the next step, the next step. So that is where the place we are entering energetically here in December and in the winter of 2017 and 2018 is the next step of our spiritual awakening journey, the next step of our twin flame union, and the next step of our ascension. So the 1212 portal is all about the next step. And that is completely individual for everyone listening. So when I say that, feel into what your personal next step is. And I want everyone to keep in mind that all the work that you do for yourself directly benefits your twin. So it does not help at all to point fingers to your twin and say they're not doing their work. Really, you're just saying you're not doing your work. And I have fallen into that before, and I work with a lot of clients who are in that paradigm when we first get on the phone or get on Skype. And by the end of the session, we've totally shifted that so that everyone can understand their personal responsibility in bringing wholeness into the twin flame union. So if you are finding yourself, no matter where you are on your twin flame journey, feeling that it is the other person, I really invite you to take a look at what you're frustrated in your counterpart with how that is really going on inside of yourself. So when we can take personal responsibility for our healing, our twin flame union can manifest with ease and grace. Twin flame unions, marriages of the heart, sacred unions, this whole concept that so many of us are dedicated to talking about and being on this journey, it is because this relationship is meant to exist at a higher level. This is not a relationship of codependency. This is a relationship that has released attachment. This is a relationship between two whole and complete individuals themselves internally that can then come together and exponentially expand their light, their union, and their family. So to be in this higher level of consciousness, to have the twin flame union fully manifest for you on the earth plane, it means that a level of wholeness and a level of higher consciousness must exist within each of the individuals. And so that means that there is a lot of work we've got to do on ourselves to create this marriage of the heart. And it's worth it, y'all. It is worth the work. I have embarked on a journey of self-love and self-healing that literally consumes the majority of my day. I'm always working on how I can be better and how I can live a better life. Now, granted, I do this for a living, and so that's part of it, leading by example, and also working my own spiritual tools and techniques so that I can share those with others. But no matter where you are on your twin flame journey, no matter what you do for a living, you are part of a very special group of individuals that have decided to come here to earth to anchor something new, a new type of love. And I think I've even talked about that in another video about how twin flames are redefining what romantic love is based on interdependence and not codependence. So most twin flames are working through a core issue. For me, I had a lot of abandonment issues, and I also had a lot of anxiety that I've had to work through in my own personal twin flame union and my own personal ascension and spiritual awakening. And so those are things that are spiritual healing and practices that are ongoing. So it isn't just like we, work on our inner child or our inner self and then just forget about it. When we are healing ourselves, it takes practice to have the default be different. So one of the things that I've really worked on, my default being different, my default being higher vibrational, my default being love, is how I respond to things. So that stems from the abandonment issues. And so all of the things that we're working on are core issues to create the wholeness within ourselves. Like I said, this directly benefits your twin. So the healing that you do, even if it looks like on the surface they're not doing it, please know that it is best to have compassion for you where your twin is. And oftentimes there is one twin who has decided to do the majority of the work, the heavy lifting. And that some of the experiences that you've had in 4D, your twin is not going to experience that. You're going to help them, you're going to help both of you by the healing work that you're doing on yourself to move your twin flame union to 5D. Twin flame unions exist in the love and compassion realm, and that's the energy of 5D. And so when we're pointing fingers or when we're concerned with what the other person is doing rather than focusing on ourselves, we instantly plunk ourselves back down in 3D. And the true purpose and mission of Twin Flames is part of anchoring the 5D Terra Nova love grid. So at this Gemini full moon, we're going to move to our own personal next step. And if you're not sure what that next step is, if you have absolutely no idea, that means it's time to consult your heart. And it might even mean that it's time to completely surrender that next step to the divine, to your higher self, to the universe, to the guides, to the angels, whatever resonates for you. And of course, if you need any assistance on your journey, I am here, and all the information to take Awakened Love or to book a personal session is below. So the theme of the Gemini full moon for Twin Flames is your next step. Take time to meditate, ground yourself in nature so that you can access from your heart, not from the mental level, what that next step personally means for you. Sending you lots and lots of love. Namaste. Bye-bye, everybody.